So I've just been cleaning the car up for about the last 15-20 minutes. Just trying to get Bella and I ready for our next adventure, whatever that is. I often don't know because I let the Lord lead me, and it's just, you know, sometimes I just don't know. I don't always understand what He wants me to do or where He wants me to go or anything like that, but that part of that is part of why He doesn't tell me everything is so that I will trust Him, because it's not always easy, you know, as if you walk with the Lord, if you walk closely with the Lord, you know, it's not easy. It's not easy to trust the Lord when everything around you is out of control, or it seems out of control anyway, and you know, just things seem like bigger than you, like you're overwhelmed, and you know, we get frustrated and pissed off, and and it's hard to trust the Lord. It's not always easy. Sometimes it's easier than other times, like, and it's that way for everyone. It's not any different for me or you know, other people. I think the only thing that makes trusting the Lord easier, I mean, it's always simple, but it's not always easy, but the thing that makes it easier is experience with it. Experience with trusting the Lord, and trusting Him when it's hard. When it's hard and you don't want to. 144 on the timer. I keep seeing that number. And it's difficult. Like, it's not... Trusting Him when it's really hard. Because everything, it's a kind of cognitive dissonance, because everything out here is saying, you need to do this, and you need to do that, and you need to do that, and your flesh is yelling at you, and the world seems to be like down on you, and maybe you lost your job, maybe you don't know how you're gonna provide for your family or yourself, maybe people in your family are sick. There's all kinds of things that the world throws at us. I'm like, I can't, 222 on the timer. I keep seeing things that I could clean. And those are, you know, the only thing that makes it simpler and easier for me to trust the Lord is experience in doing it, and doing it when it's hard, because the more I do it when it's difficult, the easier it is. It just gets easier. I wouldn't say it's ever easy, but it gets easier. In the world. What? But how did this? No idea. Where's one of my knives? It's so this morning I had a experience where I got really upset. How is this stuck on my stick? Oh, what? Sorry. This morning I had an experience where, are you kidding me? This morning I had an experience where I was really upset about something, and the Lord kept telling me, He kept saying, calm down, calm down. And I didn't want to listen. I did not want to listen. I didn't want to pay attention to what He was saying to me. I didn't want to, I didn't want to listen to Him. I didn't want to. I was so sure that I was right. And what in God's name is on my knife? Ugh. Gross. I have no idea. I didn't want to listen to Him. And basically I didn't. I mean, I did, which stopped me from making a fool of myself. Because that's what I would have accomplished had I not listened to Him at all. But in the moment, it was nearly impossible, because my flesh was screaming at me. You know, this is wrong, but. And I'm thinking to myself, like, why, you know, and I could barely hear the Lord this morning. Like, I could hear Him, but I really had to listen. And so I was not doing well with this particular situation. And I got in my car And I started driving, and I drove past a playground. It was like a school playground, like maybe a kindergarten or something. Not a big school, like a small school, like here in this area in Pensacola, Mars Hill, Burnsville area. And as I'm driving past this, and I had spoken with the Lord, and I had calmed down so I could hear him more clearly, because anger absolutely quenches the Holy Spirit. It does. Righteous indignation, not so much, but that righteous indignation is really reserved for the Father. And so I'm driving past this, and like Bella had pooped in the back seat, and it got my attention immediately, made me slow down because I had to stop the car and pull us over and clean it up. And thank God I have the seat cover on the back seat, but and it was easily cleaned up, but it stopped me, and I had to pay attention to what the Lord was saying to me. I couldn't just keep going and being upset. And he warned me too, is the thing. He warned me. And then Bella poops in the back seat, and I know that may seem like a coincidence, but it wasn't. The Lord was telling me, you need to slow down. You need to stop being angry. You need to take several deep breaths and listen to me. And I knew it too. I knew it. The moment I looked back in the back seat and Bella had pooped in the back seat, I knew that was a sign from the Lord to stop. Literally stop the car. Stop and talk to him. Listen. Not talk to him, but listen to him. And I did. And he talked to me clearly. And I saw this. Before that happened, I saw this playground like I was describing. And because of, it looked like this school had a bunch of flood damage to it, excuse me. And there was a stop sign that looked like totally randomly washed, not randomly, because nothing's random with the Lord, nothing, literally nothing. But it had washed up against this play set, this playground in this schoolyard. And I looked at it and I thought, what, stop? And the Lord said, stop playing. Stop playing. And shortly after that, maybe less than 15 minutes after that, I looked at it, and I didn't stop and talk to him. I didn't do it. I didn't stop. And he didn't mean stop playing it was a fun. He was stop playing. This is not funny. You need to stop. You're quenching the Holy Spirit in yourself. You need to stop. And I didn't listen to him. And then, like I said, I look in the back seat and Bella's pooped in the back seat, and then I had to stop. I had to stop the car. I had to wash off her paws. All I had was wet wipes, but they do want, I can work wonders with wet wipes. And I had to stop. I had to get Bella out of the car, and I couldn't get mad at Bella. I couldn't let her feel my anger, because that's just not right. It's not her fault. And finally, like I said, I had to stop. I had to stop the car. I couldn't just let her sit back there with the poop. And I couldn't get mad at her, and there was nowhere to turn. So I turned to our Father. And he will do that. He will stop you in your tracks, where you have to listen. You have to. And if you don't pay attention to the warning signs, and he will give them to you. He will give you those warning signs. But the Lord doesn't scream at us. The Lord doesn't, he doesn't, he won't hit the brakes himself, because he doesn't force us. He doesn't force us to listen to him. He doesn't force us to submit to him. He doesn't force us to love him. He doesn't force us to do any of those things. And so when we don't do it out of our own free will, because the Holy Spirit is very much a gentleman, he's funny and witty and all these kinds of things, and he's got a really crazy sense of humor, but if we don't listen, he's not going to force us. There's no forcing on his part. So, you know, he had Bella poop in the backseat, and then it was like I had to listen. I had to stop. And he didn't force me. Still, I could have kept going. I could have still not listened to him and all of that. But it was a very clear sign to me that I needed to stop. I just needed to stop, literally stop the car, get out, take a couple deep breaths, get Bella out of the car, clean up the poo-poo, and sit down and like talk to him, and not talk to him, but listen to him. And he set me straight. And, you know, he said, look, I told you to stop playing. I was like, okay, yeah, you did. I mean, fair, true, touche, you did. And I didn't, you know, I didn't listen. And one of the other things he was telling me was, right now, the stakes are too high to not listen. The stakes are too high to not be obedient. We're involved in a time on the earth right now that is not a game. Like, it is not but the consequences are so staggeringly high right now. Like, the consequences of our every action, of everything we think, everything we say, and everything we do. And so he was telling me that this is, you know, this is more important than you think it is. It's crucial right now to pray for discernment, to pray for discernment of spirits, to pray for the fruits of the Spirit. I mean, a lot of people think, oh, well, I already have like one or two of them. I don't need all of them. But yet the Father desires you to have them all. And it's necessary if you really want to be the most effective soldier you can be for the Father. You need them all. You need all of them. And he was just, you know, he was pointing out to me how important, how unbelievably important, how crucial it is. Like, I know that the poop in the backseat is not a matter of life and death, but it could have been a lot more serious had I continued to not listen. And, you know, consequence is no coincidence, especially not right now. I mean, it's never a coincidence, but the consequences of our actions, of our thoughts, words, and deeds, even our thoughts, it's crucial right now. So we have to keep our eyes on the Father. There's just no other way. There's no other way. I pray that this video gets to whomever needs to hear it, Father, and I pray for their strength to trust you, because I know how hard it is. 13:13 on the timer, and how hard it can be. And I just pray that for myself and everybody who watches this video, and for all of us, Father, that you give us the perseverance to run the race marked out for us. I hope this video finds you blessed. Please keep your eyes on the Lord. Love, blessings, and compassion to everyone. Take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. Peace be with you.